Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rachakadosh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutations to those that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Daniel from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. And this lesson in particular, I came across a video where this guy here, I didn't check into it, but I just thought it was kind of funny, but I've seen this guy around before, and I don't think that he's lying about it, because you have, many different presidencies that were in office that actually shit themselves, right? Which is a telltale of, of these men that are in power. They're shitters, right? And, you had Joe Biden, who shit himself a lot. Used to walk around talking about I need my butt wiped, right? And then you have Donald Trump now, who, you had this guy here who's saying, DJ Trump, you wearing diapers, right? And he just shit on himself. So, this is just base man activity. This is base man rulership, to where, the one with the highest position, the one with the most power is the lowest of them all, not just in integrity and honor, but in dignity as well. This devil has no fucking dignity. You just go ahead and shit on yourself in diapers right in front of everybody, and you act like nothing ain't wrong, And this is just total insanity, and just shows you, what you should have known by, you can't. I mean, these things have to play out. If you can't even hold your bowels, man, right? You can't even hold your bowels. How can you hold an office? You see, and you got the most powerful office, which shows you that, hey man, he a cocktail fruit, He didn't got his the elasticity in his rectum blew out, if you know what I mean, because of all of the nasty activities that he's been engaging in his whole life. That's what these people do. All right. So I have a precept I'm about to bring out, Daniel 4:17, that says, "This is the matter of the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whosoever he will, and setteth over it the basis of men." And that's what we see right now. We see the basis of man ruling the most powerful nation in the world right now, okay? Which is Donald J. Trump, DJ Trump, okay? So he's in the rulership seat right now, here controlling America. And you can say he's not a king, he's a president, he's a king, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to play this video. Now, I don't know who this guy is per se. I've seen him before. I didn't look well into it, but I do know, from past experiences, seeing Joe Biden, what's his name? Sleepy Joe Biden, that's what I meant. Yeah, said it right the first time. Sleepy Joe Biden, him shitting on himself. So, everything that he's been accusing Joe Biden of, he's been doing. All right, even worse. So let's go ahead and listen to this.
The 90s. He's worn diapers since probably the 90s, but I saw it firsthand in the 2000s on Celebrity Apprentice in late 2000s, and we'd have to stop the show and change him, and that was Keith Schiller's job. He would take him off set, he would wipe him down. Our nickname for Keith was Wet Wipes. It's not a joke. It's happened several times. And you've seen it happen while he's in office. You've seen he was in the Oval Office with Erdogan, and you could clearly hear him sort of evacuating himself.
It is a great honor to have President Erdogan.
Hear that?
Did you guys hear that? I'm scared.
Like, this dude looking like, what the fuck? He looking like, what the hell?
He did it in front of Senator Feinstein, Dianne Feinstein, at a press conference.
So today we're here in a bipartisan fashion to show leadership in an effort to end fashion to. So today we're here in a
You got.
He's worn diapers.
Bipartisan fashion
at at a press conference.
So today we're here in a bipartisan fashion to show leadership in an effort to end this senseless violence. And
so he does it, and he almost sits there like and unaware of it, you know. And one time I saw Ivanka have to go kind of whisper in his ear, and then Keith came and took him off stage. He'll also do it in a rage. He'll start to freak out. You know, one time there was the word arbitrage on a cue card, and he started screaming that the script department was setting him up. You're setting me up, and he just freaked out, and then very loudly evacuated his bowels, and you could smell it, you know, and the guy who was holding the boom mic, you know, was tearing up. So that's where the nickname, the SHIT show came from. That was the crew nickname for Celebrity Apprentice. So when you hear Diaper Don, it's not a joke. He tries to hide it. I'll give you one more fact. If you look up the video of him when he was doing the WWF thing, he tackles a guy on the ground outside of the ring, and you can clearly see the outline of the Depends in his pants. And that was back in the early 90s.
And you can clearly see it. Okay, you can see the outline of the Depends in his pants, a man wearing diapers. Okay.
So he's lost control of his bowels. He's lost control of his brain. That's who he is, Diaper Don.
All right, so y'all see it, Diaper Don. Diaper Don. All right, so, I mean, this is just a cosmic joke at this point to see that the Lord would allow such people to be in rulership, you know, such degrading and debased and undignified people. So let's grab some precepts.
He's worn diapers.
All right, so we're going to go to the book of Job 30. And 8. And it said, you know, I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to start at the top. All right. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers that I would have disdained to have set with the flocks of my dogs. Now, you hear many stories of Edomites having intimate relationships with their animals, especially dogs. All right. So it's funny that, you know, Job, the writer here Job would, of this book, the book of Job would say that, you know, he that is younger than I, that I will have disdain to have set with the flocks of my dogs, because, you know, he's going to do something appropriate with the animals. Okay. That right there is a heavy statement right there. Yea, whereto my strength, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former times, desolate and waste, because they come from the caves of Petra. Okay, they came from a land that had very little to no resources, and they still to this very day live in a land with very little to no resources. We call it the bottomless pit. The scriptures call it the bottomless pit, and we call it Europe. Okay, but it's a nation that has no resources. It says, for want and famine. They were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former times, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushels and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men because they're just wretched. They're wretched, wicked people who do evil shit. Just being in public, evacuating your bowels like that is a sight to behold. To be the man of the highest office, I can see if you was one of low stature and you did something like that, but you have the highest office in the world, and yet you evacuate your bowels on national TV with mics and all that stuff in front of you know, other world leaders, you know, that's gonna go back and talk shit about you. You know what I mean? Like the dude, this guy right here.
Since probably the 2000s, that was Keith Schiller's in office. You've seen.
Hear that?
Like this guy right here, he gonna go back and be like, this man shit himself right in front of me. That's what he gonna say to people. He said, man, this damn devil shit himself right when we were talking. And I'm supposed to shake his hand? Look at his face. He's like, I can't believe this shit. I can't believe this. This dude just literally he just either farted or shit himself. Either one of them is inappropriate. Okay? It says, verse 6, it says, to dwell in the clefts of the valleys in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks. This is why they love living in these high rises. This is why they love living or going cave diving and living in these rocky areas. This is why, because that's their home. They feel connected to that place, to those things. This is why everything in the world has to be made of concrete, because they feel connected to this place. Okay? It says, among the bushels they braved, under the nettles they were gathered together. It says they were children of fools. Yea, children of base men, viler than the earth. And that was the point that I wanted to make. These men are viler than the earth. They are rotten to the fucking core. To be able to do something like that on national TV in front of other world leaders like it's nothing. Okay? To sit here and break wind or do something like that in front of world leaders and just do it casually, like you don't even care, just shows you the nature of those people that are ruling. So I just want to do a quick short video on that, just going into, how the people that are ruling, this is why they do so many deplorable acts. This is why they do PDF. This is why, they do grape. And this is why they do, I can't remember the term when you drink blood and all that stuff. This is why they do all this stuff, right? It's because they're base. All right, they're the lowest of the low. All right. So with that, I pray and hope that you were edified. I'm gonna end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh. Until the next time I say shalom.